And also, Abel, just what'd you think of Ryan Garcia over the weekend?
I didn't see the fight. I've read some clips on him. I've talked to some people about it, but I knew when he first went down to Eddie, I made the comment to some reporters that that's the best thing that could have happened to him. If Eddie can keep the baggage from around him, Eddie's going to make him a better fighter. And from what I hear, he looked fantastic. He fought an ex-Olympian. I still don't think that he's quite ready for a Tank Davis or even a Teofimo quite yet. But give him some more time down there with Canelo and with Eddie, and I think he's going to be a better fighter.
Is he? What do you think of just the gifts, the stuff that you can't really train, work on, but just get gifted speed and all that?
Yeah, well, forget about boxing. Forget about the speed. What he's got charisma. Okay? He's got charisma, and he's got followers, and he's a good-looking kid who. Add the talents to it, add the technical part of it, add the being around Canelo and being around Eddie, being around those champions. Oscar Valdez is also down there. Being around those people, he's going to be a better fighter. He's going to be a better fighter just because he's watching, because he wants to be where they're at. But he's got one thing that a lot of great fighters in this game don't have, and that's the charisma. The people. There's a lot of haters, and there's a lot of guys that love him. I'm not a particular fan, a Ryan Garcia fan, but you got to give credit where credit is due. He is drawing the people in to see his fights. So whether they think he's a great fighter or not, they are watching.
Do you ultimately think he'll become a great enough fighter to take advantage of all those other things you talk about and become a superstar in boxing?
If they allow him to grow, and not throw him into the wolves right away, yes, he can. But unfortunately, in this business, it is a business, and it's you're trying to make as much money as you can, as fast as you can. It seems that way. They may throw him against somebody that he's not ready for.
So you're like,
hold him
cool it off on the Tank fight. Cool it off on the Tank Davis
He doesn't
fight.
need Tank right now. He doesn't need Tank right now. Give him 4 or 5 fights. Give him 4 or 5 fights down there with Eddie in training camp and with Canelo, and he's gonna be a better fighter.
Who do you like the most out of all these young lightweights? Teofimo, Tank, Haney.
Teofimo. I think that he's as close as we've come to Roberto Duran in 35 years, 40 years. Just the tenacity, I know there's a lot of talk about sparring wars and gym sparring, and it doesn't matter in the gym. It's what happens in the fight that matters. So now that he beat Lomachenko, now he needs another signature fight, and I think that'll stamp him as the lightweight to beat, or even the 140-pounder to beat.
It's not the only guy who knows boxing who's talked about a Duran comparison, but where is that comparison? Because he fights different than Duran. Does he more of a counterpuncher?
It's the tenacity. It's the tenacity. It's the meanness. Is that there's a story of a fight Duran had. I forget the guy's name now, but after they talked a lot of crap before the fight, and after the fight, after he knocked him out, he went over and spat on him. I'm not saying that that's what he should do, but that's the kind of meanness that's within him inside. And that kind of meanness is what's going to make him a great fighter. He wants to fight, and that's what Roberto had. Roberto Duran at 135 was unstoppable.
It's just like right. Teofimo dumping the shovel on him. It's that same kind of.
Right. He does a somersault after he knocks out Diego Magdalena or something like that, and gets all in front of him, and those are the kind of things that the meanness that I think you have to be a great fighter. Not deliberate meanness where you have to hurt somebody and purposely hurt somebody, but just the meanness that you want to win. And once it's over, like Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike Tyson knocked somebody out viciously and then go over and try to pick him up and make sure he was okay. That's the things that you see, that I see anyway in Teofimo Lopez.
Well, Canelo loved it too, because after he won his fight, he looked over at him and did, the baseball swing. He did the Teofimo Lopez move. So, you're doing something right when the #1 guy is becoming a fan.
Right.